name is Natalie Hernandez, and today I'll be doing a TED Talk reviewing the book The Glass Castle, written by Jeanette Walls. I will be giving a summary of Walls' memoir, showing examples of writing methods such as pathos, ethos, and logos, as well as giving my personal thoughts and opinions of the book. First, I would like to begin talking about the structure of this book. Jeanette begins writing her story in present day, but then transitions to talking about a series of chronological flashbacks from her childhood to help the readers gain an understanding of what her life was like growing up and how it shaped her into the person she is today. The audience that Jeanette is trying to reach out to are those who are in a time of struggle and need. I believe that Jeanette's purpose is to show that it's possible to move past hardships going on in your life, no matter how bad they may seem. She proves to the audience that the difficult times in her life only taught her to become a stronger person, as well as teaching her how to overcome anything life throws at her. Next, I'm going to talk about the method of writings that Walls uses. The first method I wanted to talk about is pathos. Because this is a memoir of Jeanette Walls, the use of pathos plays a large factor in her writing. She talks about unfortunate events of her childhood that may cause the audience to feel sad or pity on her. She begins her book with her very first memory she had at the age of 3. Walls shares the story of how she was caught on fire while cooking and had to be rushed to the hospital. While in the hospital, the doctors had to patch up her skin. Jeanette continues to explain memories of her childhood involving issues with her drunken father, poverty issues, her and her siblings being touched inappropriately by other family members, etc. Another method of writing used is logo. Walls uses a method of logos in an interesting way, in my opinion. The writer uses it in a way of lack of logic. For example, Jeanette shares a story of when her parents found her older sister dead in a crib one night. Jeanette's father was forever affected by this, which was a cause of his drinking. But as for her mother, she was barely affected. In fact, her mother thanked God for taking away the imperfect child and blessing her with 3 other perfect children. I believe the purpose of sharing this memory was to give an example of how unlogical her parents were. With any other parent, the logical reaction to a death of their own child would be grief, sadness, anger, or anything of that sort. But not for Jeanette's mother. It was almost as if she was grateful for God for taking away her daughter. Now, the last method of writing I wanted to talk about was the use of ethos. I believe that it's easy to agree that this whole book is based on the method of ethos. As Jeanette was growing up, her and her family were constantly being judged by everyone in the outside world. The Walls family were far from living anything close to a normal life. They never lived in a home for too long because their parents could never keep it. Whenever the family came close to getting in trouble, they would run, taking the least amount of stuff as possible. Whenever her parents got in a fight, they'd become so extreme to the point where Jeanette's father, Rex, would be dangling her mother outside the second-story window of their house. Ethically, actions like this are not acceptable in society, and everyone would agree that it's not a good or healthy way to live. Now I would like to focus on the author's tone in the book. The tone of Jeanette's writing is what I found most interesting. Although this book revolves around heartbreaking and heavy events, she's still able to keep a sense of lightheartedness. While reading the book, I noticed that she never lost hope that things wouldn't turn out okay, and she was constantly looking at the bright side of things. Personally, I love this book. While reading, I gained a sense of gratefulness, realizing that not everyone has something so simple as stability in their life, as well as knowing that there's going to be food on the table or clean water whenever you need it. I learned that life is always able to be turned around based on how you choose to handle your hardship. There are many moments in Jeanette's life where she could have just chose to give up on everything and just wallow in her pity. She had the opportunity to become a drunk like her father or homeless like her mother, but she chose neither. Jeanette decided to learn from these events and grow from them. I have no critiques on this book. I truly enjoyed how raw and truthful she told her story. I recommend this memoir to anyone who is going through a tough time or to anyone who is beginning to lose hope. Jeanette Walls is a great role model for everyone. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I hope you enjoyed her story as much as I did.